They said he was a monster with a hateful soul. One look at his face made people run away in terror. But when Rose walked into that dark kennel, she discovered a secret that would change her life. Rose had spent years dreaming of this exact moment, but as she stepped inside the High Hills shelter, her heart was hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. She was a quiet soul, seeking a companion that matched her gentle pace, someone small but full of love. The shelter worker, a woman with tired eyes but a warm smile, hugged her tightly, knowing that Rose was about to do something extraordinary. Rose explained she didn't want a hyperactive powerhouse, she wanted a calm presence, perhaps the size of a golden retriever or even smaller. The worker led her toward the back, past the barking shadows, and pointed to cage number 3. Rose peered through the cold metal bars, but her eyes found nothing but shadows. "There's nothing here," she whispered, her voice trembling with confusion. The worker chuckled, explaining that the occupant was likely performing his famous statue act again. As the heavy door creaked open, a tiny creature emerged from the darkness. It was Rot, a petite Brabantson, whose face looked like it had been sculpted by a grumpy artist. The moment their eyes met, Rot didn't wag his tail. He didn't whimper. Instead, he curled his lip into a look of pure, unadulterated disgust. It was a face that screamed, "I hate you," a gaze so judgmental it felt like a physical blow. Rose felt a pang of rejection in her chest. "He hates me, doesn't he?" she asked, her eyes filling with tears. The worker quickly placed the tiny 10-pound dog into Rose's arms, explaining that Rot had been returned twice because of this very look. People saw a monster in that tiny face, a soul filled with arrogance, and they always brought him back to the cold steel bars. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed yet, I have to say I'm a little heartbroken. Stories like this need your support. Hit that subscribe button right now. You won't regret it. Now, back to what happened next. Rose looked down at the tiny dog, and Rot stared back with even more intense disdain, his little jaw set in a permanent scowl that seemed to judge her entire existence. The tension in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife as the woman and the tiny dog engaged in a silent war of glares. Rose, instead of turning away in fear or disappointment, decided to do something nobody had ever dared to do before. She didn't flinch. She didn't apologize. Instead, she mirrored him. She pulled her lips back and gave Rot the most dramatic, judgmental, and disgusted look she could muster. The shelter worker held her breath, expecting the little dog to snap or retreat back into the shadows of his cage. But then, something happened that changed everything. In a split second, the hateful mask shattered. Rot's tiny body, which had been frozen like a gargoyle, suddenly erupted into a frenzy of movement. He lunged forward, not to bite, but to cover Rose's face with wet, frantic kisses. His tiny tail, a mere stub, wagged so hard his entire hindquarters shook like an earthquake. The worker gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. "Oh my God," she whispered. "I've never seen him connect with anyone. Never." She then revealed the heartbreaking truth. During a traumatic birth, Rot had suffered irreversible nerve damage. His face wasn't a reflection of his soul, it was a physical prison. His muscles were locked in that permanent scowl, making it nearly impossible for him to show the ocean of love drowning inside his tiny chest. He was a prisoner of his own anatomy, a gentle giant trapped in a 10-pound body with a face that the world found intimidating. While others saw a monster or a disgusting freak, Rose saw a warrior who had survived against all odds. What happened next left everyone speechless. Rose didn't ask for a trial period. She didn't ask for more time to think. She clutched the trembling, disgusted-looking angel to her heart, feeling his tiny heart beating in sync with hers. "Where do I sign?" she asked, her voice thick with a newfound purpose. She realized that Rot wasn't a mistake of nature. He was a masterpiece that only she was meant to understand. The walk to the car was a spectacle. Neighbors and passers-by stopped in their tracks, their faces twisting in horror. "My God, Rose, what is that thing?" one neighbor shouted, recoiling as if she'd seen a demon. Rose just laughed, a bright, defiant sound that echoed through the street. "He's a half-size Rottweiler," she joked, embracing the irony of his name. "He was born a little too early, so he didn't finish growing, but his heart is bigger than this city." The crowd burst into laughter, the tension breaking instantly. From that day on, Rot became the absolute monarch of Rose's home. He perfected his "I am disgusted by your very presence" look, using it whenever Rose was late with his dinner or when the sun wasn't hitting his favorite spot on the rug. Whenever he gave her that look, eyes narrowed, lip curled, projecting an aura of pure judgment, Rose would collapse onto the floor in fits of laughter, knowing it was his way of saying, "I love you more than life itself." Rot remained a sentinel of sarcasm, a living shield of grumpiness who would stare down intruders with a look so judgmental they probably questioned their own life choices before fleeing. He never stopped throwing those disgusting glances, whether he was being showered with treats or tucked into his silk blankets. But thanks to one woman who looked past the distorted nerves and the scary reputation, this rejected soul finally found his forever home. Today, Rot and Rose are inseparable, proving that sometimes the most beautiful souls are hidden behind the most misunderstood faces. If this story touched your heart and you're still not subscribed, please don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button. What would you name a dog with a permanent grumpy face? Drop your ideas in the comments. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. It helps more people find these incredible stories.